Hello boys and girls, Mr. Kelly here, and I am at home and I have a little project that I wanted to do, and I thought I would have you join me. We are going to build a bird feeder, and it's actually really pretty simple to do. We're going to use one board. This is a nice cedar board that I bought for about $2, and here are some of the things that I am going to use to help me build this. I am always going to start with safety goggles to make sure that I'm keeping myself safe. We will also need our piece of wood, a saw, a square, pencil, some gloves to make sure I'm handling things safely, hammer, tape measure, drill, and some nails. And that should be all we need. So let's get started. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at my plans, because you gotta have a plan, and I'm going to measure out some of the little pieces on my board. I've got to cut this board into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, really 6 different pieces. And this plan kind of takes me through the whole process. But the very first thing we got to do is start cutting. And before I can cut, I have to measure. So I'm going to start doing that. And as soon as I've got my board marked up, we'll come back for the cuts. All right, so now I've marked up some of my main cuts, and I'm going to go ahead and do some of the main cuts on the board here. And using my nice chop saw here. Now we got to cut our little angle for our roof. So I'm going to line this up and chop off these little corners and make sure it's just right. There we go. All right, so now we've got our pieces cut, and now I'm going to show you what it's going to look like when we finally have it all put together. We will have our 2 sides. We will have little edges here that creates a little tray in the middle. And these are pretty close. They're not absolutely perfect, but they're pretty close. And then when we're done, we'll be able to put the roof on top, and it will look sort of like that. So we're gonna get started assembling this thing now, and that's the easy part. So I'll check back in with you once we start hammering. Nails in each end. You just need a couple of these little thin wire nails. This should be all we have to do, because birds are not very heavy. That's the good news. So we very carefully start tapping that in. And right through. And we have this part of it done. And now we'll move on to the sides. So now it's time for the roof. We got these 2 pieces, and we have to kind of center these on here the best we can. And remember, we actually have one piece that's a little bit shorter than the other. This one's a little bit shorter, so that when we put the roof on, we can account for the thickness of that wood and kind of get it notched in there, and actually matches up pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and hammer this on. Cut. All right, so pretty much that's it. I'm gonna do a couple extra little nails here to tighten this up, but that's basically the whole job. It's a pretty quick little job. I'm gonna drill a little hole through the side on either end, run some string, and then you can hang this thing from your tree and fill the center part with birdseed and watch the birds. It's a fun thing. So cute, fun little cheap project that you can do. Make sure you get some help from your parents. Last step, I went ahead and put a little string on the outside of it. I ran it through the sides, and now I can put a little bit of bird food in here. A little hard to do. I need 2 hands to do this, but put a little bird food in there. It's a nice little deck for the birds to go and sit and enjoy, and hopefully some fun bird watching to do. See, I got another one over there that I did last year. Fun stuff, and we get some beautiful birds in this area that'll come and enjoy. Just watch out for those squirrels.